a place they say people come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy K Dot, first Black Super Saiyan who everybody on this planet. I'm back here with another stream, and I'm here with Ashley from the Widow. You know, Kevin Feige, employee of the month.
Wife.
I
I'm
mean,
his wife.
I guess I guess
We are married. You know, we are betrothed.
Kevin Feige wishes he can marry. He can't marry anybody because he has too much of that. The devil flowing through his body.
He married me. Well, so do I. So I mean, we're a match made in heaven. You
Wow,
know?
for sure. Well, for now it's gonna be me and Ashley, maybe MSK, Sean, and RJ may hop in, but we're gonna spoiler review the Batman. We're
gonna spoiler review
spoilers.
it.
Yeah, these are spoilers. To let you guys know, we're going in. We're gonna talk about it. I've seen this movie twice. I've seen enough. I probably won't watch it.
He said, "I've seen it enough." That's not really
I
a ringing
literally
endorsement.
probably won't watch it again until HBO Max. I've seen Aquaman twice. I've seen Joker twice. I've seen most of these movies probably twice, and then I just wait until they're on streaming or bootleg. I watched Zack Snyder Justice League twice too. I don't go back after. The only time I went to a movie more than 3 times was Black Panther to the theaters, and I got stuck with them trash seats each time. Belle cannot watch this because she has to wait until tomorrow. She's a fake Batman fan. She should have seen this today. Belle, you tripping? Bro, what's up? Bro has some opinions about this movie. He gave it a B+. I respect it. I'm kind of still with an A with it, but I ain't gonna say like A+ or A-. It's like I can kind of go with an A- with this movie. Kayla and Ashley, we're back. So, how you want to do this? Should we just like kind of break down the film, little by little?
However you would like to do it. Like what I did, shout out to my video. I did like a character.
Stream.
I said good things about the movie. What are you saying? See, even when I say good things, it's not good enough. I said I didn't do spoilers though with mine because I mean I like mild like 1 or 2 things I did, but like I talked about like each character, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Like for certain movies, I'm going to do it that way. But I mean, however you want to do it, is how we need to do it. What's going on, Dodd?
Well, look.
You're in your phone. What's happening?
Let's break this down.
Did you forget?
Let's break this down a bit. Let's break down the film. So, the movie starts off with the Riddler killing the mayor. I'm not sure if they said he's the mayor. He was clearly looks like he was running again to be mayor. I'm not sure, but he was.
It was re-election. It was a re-election.
Yeah, and he was running to be the mayor again, and the Riddler was spying on him, looking through the window, and he snuck in through the roof and killed him. I don't know how he got in there that quick behind him, but he did. He snuck up in there, and just like a good old fashioned horror movie, this motherfucker was looking spooky as shit, standing right behind him. I don't know how that he didn't hear this dude come in, but whatever. He was wearing them big ass combat boots. I mean, I would have heard somebody like that, especially on some wooden floors. But it's whatever. And Riddler kills him. This is how we get introduced to this movie. Then we get into Robert Pattinson Batman doing this nice little intro talking about how he's the nocturnal animal and all this stuff. What I kind of like about this movie, he walks around with his costume, keeps in that backpack.
His suit.
Yeah, his costume.
It's not. I hate when people call them costumes. Though
it's suit costume.
It's his suit. He's a superhero. He wears a suit, not a costume, right?
It's a suit. His highly advanced suit. He carries it in his backpack, and
absolutely.
So he kind of just turns into Batman on the fly and stuff. He walks around, covers up his face, hides his identity as much as he can. He doesn't want to get noticed because he is Bruce Wayne. And the reason for this, and a lot of people may not understand this, but the reason for this is that he's not involved with Wayne Enterprise like that. Alfred is running the business. So he's basically living off daddy's money to be a vigilante because Bruce believes this is his family's legacy, being Batman. He believes Batman is the family legacy. That's what he believes in this film. But no, the intro we got was badass. When I was in the theater, man, everybody was clapping when he walked up them stairs and stuff. The dudes was messing with that Asian man. Walked up them stairs, hit on boots hitting the ground, going, dum, dum, dum. I was like, dang, this shit hitting harder than Infinity War. Actually, this shit was banging, right? When the boots was hitting the ground, I was like, damn, that shit was fire. That shit was fire. Them boots have a better plot than Avengers Infinity War. I'm joking. But I loved all the little details.
Boots have a better plot than Infinity War.
Yes. But no, I'm
not doing like a comparison to one
like
universe to another. Yeah. It's just very like wow. Like I don't feel, it's not, we're not being,
But
what merit does that have on this film? It's different, but great. It's its own. It's not like, to me, it's like it's not really what you would think in a traditional sense of superhero movie or even really an action movie, but it's great in its own right, that it's more of a mystery and like this detective film that is really amazing. And so it's like hard for me to compare it to like other superhero films because it's like its own thing altogether. If anything, it's more in line to like the opposite of what Joker is, but still different from that completely.
And, for me, look, I like the little details. Like those little details, like the camera focused on his boots and the whole thing with Vengeance. Like when he was walking up them stairs, that was motherfucking, when you hear each sound, that's Vengeance walking, getting closer. And what I like about this movie too, the criminals don't take him serious. Like, if I look at Batman Begins, I would say Batman Begins kind of expedited a lot of stuff quicker, but a lot more of the criminals were scared of him. Based on how we got to the movie, a lot of more people were scared of him. But in this film, Matt Reeves was really trying to show that not everybody's scared of this dude, and he's cocky. He definitely still is a slight, he has his rookie side to him, but he's cocky, got an ego. And he's not perfect. And I think that's good. And when he first pops in that intro and they tell him, and I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. He said, what are you supposed to be? He didn't say who are you supposed to be. He said, what are you supposed to be? That's what I remember in the movie. I could be wrong, but he said, what are you supposed to be? And when he said that, I think he was saying, it's like, what are you supposed to be, clown? Like, who are you? Who you? Like, it's Halloween night. So, they know about a vigilante. But I think he's saying, like, who are you? What are you, clown? Like, what's your proposition? Like, what's up? Batman came in, beat the shit out of him, told him, I'm Vengeance. And he whooped all they fucking asses and shit. They got fucked up. That shit was fire. Now, this is the thing. Matt Reeves showed too much of the fights in the trailers. Besides the final fight.
Most of the action was shown in the trailers.
Right. That's why when you saw the first fight, I was like, I expected more.
Except the iceberg lounge stuff.
He showed too much of the action of that first.
Except the iceberg lounge stuff. That wasn't like, no, because you saw the big part of it when he was taking them out anyway. No, yeah, most of the action scenes were shown.
Well, except for third act and some of the iceberg lounge stuff. But even the iceberg lounge stuff was kind of short. I'm just saying he did show too much of the action in the trailers. Mm-hmm. He didn't reveal too much of the story stuff, like the riddles, the Carmine, and the twist. But the action scenes, he showed too much.
For me,
and that's me being honest critique about the film. He showed too much of the action in the trailer.
Because as everyone knows, I love Batman. He was the first superhero I ever saw as a kid. I love Batman to death. I've read countless Batman stories, comic books, graphic novels, video games, you name it. Batman's my dude, right? So obviously this was my most anticipated film of 2022. And everybody knows if I review movies, because these guys have reviewed movies with me, I'm not biased to anything. If movie's fucking trash, I'm gonna say it's fucking trash. Like everyone knows I like Halloween. Halloween Kills was fucking terrible, so I told you it's fucking terrible. So I wasn't gonna go into this movie with any like oh, it's Batman, so it's gonna get like extra anything or whatever. No, it's just I was gonna review it unbiasedly, as I always do with anything. I don't even think about bias or whatever goes into it when people review a movie. I just go and tell how I feel. Now, overall, this movie's actually really, really good. Now, before I even can probably break down what I like about the movie, just this context of narratives that people run to on Twitter when they see something new and they go like, oh, well, this is better than this. And it's like, well, to be fair, you can't really compare this to like the Nolan movies yet, because first of all, this is like the first one, and this could only really be compared to like Batman Begins if you try to.
If you want to compare to Batman Begins, I said that in my spoiler-free review. Like, because people like it. Like, for example, you can compare movies like Spider-Man 2 to The Dark Knight, since they're respectively
like pretty much the exact same thing. Yeah,
in their trilogies and stuff. Like, you can compare Winter Soldier to Dark Knight and stuff. You can still compare like comic book films. You can compare any of them.
You can compare any,
but you gotta like
how the context if you compare them, right?
Yeah,
Batman Begins is essentially what this is.
The Dark Knight doesn't work without Batman Begins doing what Batman Begins set up.
But Batman Begins is essentially what this movie is, except faster. It just gets to everything just quicker. Does that make it inherently better?
Batman Begins got the things faster.
Yeah, like Batman Begins just does what this, because they both draw inspiration from the same books, Long Halloween and Year One. It's just Nolan did it a bit faster with how to progress Batman's character. This just takes a bit slower, which I think is fine, because people got to factor in what do they want to see? The same shit you just saw in another movie? That'd be boring as hell. Would that not be boring to see Batman Begins played out and how this movie played out? That's actually boring. I would want to see that. And the criticism that the movie got, the little that it did, because I think most people like the movie. Most people like the movie, right? The criticism that it got was more like, oh, well, he didn't do this and this and this. Everyone knew it was a year 2 story. He's not going to be perfect. They're expecting that to be perfect when the story clearly states from the narrative point of view it's a year 2 story. Come on, man.
I'll say this, and I think some you guys may agree, but I'll say this. I think how Matt Reeves should have done this movie, it should have took place in year 1 in October. I think he should have done that with this film. It should have took place in year 1 in October, because like it is year 2. You know, like in the first year, you learn a lot. Depends when he started. He probably started in January, February. I don't know, or he could have started in October. I don't know, but I feel like he should have done this movie in year 1 in October, near the end of the year, and set this movie up around Halloween. Mm-hmm. Since he's taking inspiration from Long Halloween, Batman Year 1, might as well do it the first year.
That's just the narrative context people bring up. It's like people like to live, I don't know, Nolan movies live rent-free in motherfuckers' heads. Like people play revisionist history so much with everything. It's like, how do you take someone seriously if they say a movie's good in 1 minute and then 2 months later down the line they say it's trash? It's like, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that, but it's like, I'm not trusting you when a movie comes out and your opinion on it, because you are not being either truthful or you're letting either recency bias or you just fucking watch
the hype.
Judgment. Yeah. You know,
but sometimes like on rewatches, like sometimes films don't hold up. But like,
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, like I felt like that with the Eternals. The first time I watched it, I was like, this isn't great, but it's not horrible. And then the second time I watched it, I'm like, no, this is really bad. You know, so you can have those moments. But I agree, like with everything you all said. To me, it's like it's almost like you can't compare this to Batman Begins because they're so different. But like when everybody's like, this is the greatest Batman movie of all time. In my opinion, no, it's not as good as Batman Begins. But I think Robert Pattinson is a better Batman.
You did a really good job. Yeah,
I agree with that. Yep. You know, that's the thing. That's what I agree with. His Batman in this movie compared to Bale Batman, Keaton, Batfleck, he's Batman. He don't kill nobody in this movie. Now, I rewatched the movie and there's one scene. So it's near the end of the movie. And he's fighting all the dudes. I love that fight scene too. He grabbed the dudes, the line launchers, did that. He fell back and then he did that roll into the other dudes. It was like he was fighting like very comic. It was very comic booky stuff. And he grabbed this dude's gun, pointed it at another guy, and it shot him. I'm not sure if that fool dead, but I think he might be dead. I'm not saying he shot him, but he redirected someone else's gun, and you know they was hanging off of the scaffolding. I'm not sure if he killed him, Unless they're just wearing no bulletproof armor and stuff, but I think that person might be dead.
That's just sad. Man.
But
Holy
when
shit.
it comes back on HBO Max and I can go back to it, I'll show you guys the scene again.
What I did, I just went on the cam version. I just started playing shit over. And I actually, when I watched some parts over again,
you can't watch this in cam version.
No, they had the cam version up on a website. You just go back and skim through some stuff. I was just skimming through some stuff.
I'm saying you can't watch it
hits
on
even
cam
better.
The movie's visually too dark
to watch. This movie hits even better when you watch it again. Like the more I thought about it, I was like, this is actually pretty fucking good. And that's the thing. Like people are so, when it comes to anything new, people are so desperate to try and have it usurp something you've watched 10 years in advance. It's like, why does it have to usurp anything? Why can't it just be good in and of itself? It doesn't have to be. This doesn't even have to be better than what you saw before. This could be just good.
He's calling me out.
I'm just saying. Also, what I liked about the movie was that they did in because the Batman Arkham Origins game did this like lightly too. What works in the movie, the first moment doesn't gets pandered out and progressed later on. So like an example is like, okay, you know how he walks into Penguin's fucking bar as Batman and he starts beating their ass. Later on, he realizes, wait a minute, if I go as Bruce Wayne, it's gonna be a lot easier.
I know you're gonna go. Let me say this. Do you know who I am? Yeah. He was really cocky. Like he had an ego. He really thought he was the shit. I was like, bro,
like that shows progression with the character. He does it one way. It doesn't pan out the way he wants. Does the other way, it pans out better. Then the third time around, what did he do? He stealthily stuck in. Yeah. I don't know how all these things just disappear in people's. I know people didn't watch the movie, and I can tell people don't know Batman the way he does because that's the part of year one story is him basically being a rookie and trying things out that don't work. Then you go, okay, that doesn't work. Let me try it this way. It happened throughout the whole movie. I thought
it was cool though because he did it. He took 3 different approaches. Like he entered as Bruce, and then he walked in the first time, and the third time he like ambushed and snuck his way in. So I thought that it was like really cool that like you see him approach it 3 different ways throughout the film, you know, and I thought that was cool because it's like all part of who Bruce Wayne is, you know, and I thought that they did a really good job with that too.
And I was liking this movie. He did fix his mistakes pretty quick. For example, the second riddle, the riddle about the URL, about trying to find a website so you can get the next clue. And Penguin called him out. Was like he was like, "Oh, you stupid! It is La Rata."
Yeah,
Penguin was tight this movie. I loved it, but you basically call him out saying he's dumb. But Penguin was wrong too. Penguin wasn't right. Batman figured out, oh, it's a URL. And look, I'll say this much: I would never thought that shit was a URL. I was like, whoever wrote these riddles, good job, because I would never thought that shit was a URL. elrata.com, all that shit. I don't know how he got it, but he got it.
One of the best things about the movie was the detective stuff, because in most of the Batman movies, the detective stuff is kind of thrown to the wayside. Christian Bale's Batman kind of did it similar. Like he did it somewhat in his movies, right?
He did somewhat. He did like very good.
This movie, Matt Reeves promised a detective work, and that was pretty much the whole movie essentially. And I know a lot of people were going like, "Where's the action at?" So that's what people want. They just want fucking action scenes every single minute to be
just mindless action for no reason. Like, you know, like they want Godzilla versus Kong.
Whoa! That was Godzilla versus Kong slander.
She was just waiting for that shot. She was waiting for that shot just to throw it in there. Just
mindless action with no plot, reason,
so it makes sense. He was Team Kong. It makes sense. You know,
I was Team Zilla.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
He was.
Yes, I was.
Team Zilla. You was Team Kong.
I was.
Anzo was Team Kong. Maddie. Anzo and Chaz were Kong.
I was Team Zilla, and you remember the human being in my life was also a Zilla person.
Okay, all right. Technically, you kind of was like, you really wanted to
I just made a side. I didn't have a dog in the fight, and everybody's like, actually be Team Zilla. I was like, okay, go Zilla.
One of the best things about the movie was the cast. I have never seen a superhero cast this good. Like this is really good. Because like most of the time for a superhero movies cast, you get like the main guy, his like supporting guys are like pretty cool, and then the villains like usually pretty cool. Everyone else is kind of like just like throwaway backup characters. Every character in this movie was good to me, outside of the even my trailer reactions. People go back and watch the trailer reactions. I didn't think Andy Serkis was gonna be that good as Alfred. This is the only live action Batman movie. I go like, Man, I was sitting there going like, damn, Andy Serkis, you failed this. Like, Alfred, I mean, this is the only Batman movie I've ever watched, animated, anything else, where you just don't need Alfred. You do not need him in the movie.
You didn't like him?
I don't think he failed, but he was
I think that he had a lot.
The two scenes he had were good.
Everything he had a lot to give. I mean, like, he had a little bitty, those little lines here and there. I agree. They didn't give him enough to do, but I think that from what they tell us, that Bruce is very much Batman because of Alfred. Because, like, he says, when he's like, "You're not my father," he's like, I'm very well aware of that. And then when he's in the hospital, we have that moment where he's like, it was my job to protect your father, and I taught you to fight. So it was like, it was through Alfred that he gets there. And also Alfred's also the one that's like telling him, you can't give up on being Bruce Wayne too. So I think that hopefully in the next film, like, a lot of those things that like Alfred is trying to tell him and guide him through, that it will be a part of the second film. He wasn't in the film a lot. But I think that
like, if you look back at it,
he was good. I think he was. But I don't think that was Andy Serkis's fault. I think it was like a script fault.
Yeah, it was a script.
That they didn't give him a lot to work with. I think that he was good I think he did well with what he was given.
I thought he was okay. Like, when I look back at the movie, I could go like, you didn't really need
He's not
him.
Michael Caine, but he's good.
Yeah. And then what else did I have? Riddler, he felt like he was just being Jigsaw. Right, I didn't mind Riddler, but I thought the better
he was
villain.
More Jigsaw than Zodiac. Too,
I thought Carmine Falcone was just a better villain character than he was.
He was
honestly.
definitely. Jigsaw.
He was quiet.
I didn't mind Riddler. I didn't think it was horrible, but like, Josh Turturro was way better as villain.
Oh yeah, he was. He was like quiet almost. He was like he was very soft spoken, and he was quiet, but he was very menacing. He was born to play
shit. He
gave you this like feeling of like, okay, maybe he might be a good guy, might be a bad guy. He was playing defensive. I like, because after watching that guy in those Transformer movies, I'm like, this guy's just trash.
He was the best part of the movies, bro.
No, he was horrible. Those movies are bad, and he's also bad in those too.
He was the best parts of trash movies. But John Turturro was born to play Carmine Falcone. Like,
I think so.
You look at all the roles he did in the like movies and stuff. I always wanted to see him like play a mob boss. Like, I think he probably did play a mob boss before, but you can look at him like, oh, that's a mob boss.
Also, Jeffrey Wright is Jim Gordon. Now, because I know a lot of people talk about the whole race bending shit. I don't
look like Jim Gordon, but he was.
I don't like it. Personally, to me, I don't like race bending stuff. But there's only exceptions I give. If it actually makes sense and you can believe it. Obviously, there's black police commissioners. That could be a thing. I don't know why it was black police officers. So I was like, okay, that could work. I saw Jeffrey Wright in a lot of stuff. Even if people just watch him in No Time to Die, he's still good in No Time to Die. And I was like, he was super solid.
He was great in Hunger Games, and he wasn't in it that much. He's great in that movie. I mean, like, the only thing with Jeffrey Wright, it felt like that he was like downplaying his like booming voice. Like, he did this like weird version of a voice, and I wanted to hear Jeffrey Wright's voice.
I think he was all right.
As Jim Gordon, and it felt like I've said, and this is like a small critique, like a guy acting like Jeffrey Wright playing Jim Gordon. Like, it's what it felt like to me with that whole thing. Was it
all right? I think about was this all right? I have an example of the scene with Jeffrey Wright Gordon. So remember that scene when they went inside the garage to go to the cars and find the thumb drive. That was a good joke, but he said a line to Bruce like, "Hey man, I don't even know that." He was like, "Hey bro, I don't even know that much about you, man." Like, he said, "Man," like he was like, he throwing some black up in there. I was like, I had no issue with it, but it worked for me because it felt like he was kind of like a little like, or it felt organic. When he made Jim Gordon his own, because he talked away, like, hey, keep it cool and stuff. And him and Batman are friends and stuff. And I felt it was because Jim Gordon doesn't really talk with Batman like that. Like, they talk, but they don't.
Last night was like, people were like, how is Batman known but he's not known? And this is something, I don't try to sound like an elitist when I talk like this. People, please don't take it this way. But what you say is like
he's gearing to start gatekeeping, guys. Batman.
I don't gatekeep. I just say like, someone. How would you think about it this way? when people can know of something but not fully think you exist. That's kind of what he's like, essentially. Even if you watch Batman Year One, the animated movie, which is pretty darn accurate.
He's a myth. He's more of a myth, right?
Yeah, he's more so a myth in this moment. It's like in BVS, right? And this is why. Remember Zack Snyder Jesse when Cyborg was like, he basically was like wondering like, oh, you exist, like, oh, you're real. And it's like he's been here for 20 years. Now that was year 1 or 2 Batman. That's a different story because like you're not known. Because in the movie, if they kind of refer to him as the vigilante.
But you
like
remember,
you
played Arkham
Origins, they call him
remember?
the Batman on the news? Because at the end of the movie, they call him the vigilante Batman.
Because you played Arkham Origins, remember? What was the thing about Arkham Origins? The basic narrative of a story like this would be like the police don't know who he is, they're kind of at odds with him. The city doesn't really know what he is or what he stands for. That's kind of the presence of the movie. And then he realizes at the end of the movie, if I'm vengeance and I'm kind of perpetuating all this hate, that it's making people hateful in of itself. So I'm going to try a different approach. So someone assumes he's going to be the savior of Gotham. Technically, Batman is the savior of Gotham. Like, that's kind of what he does.
He is.
I don't know what
he's
that's what all he does. He's a superhero.
He puts fear in the criminals. He puts fear in the criminals, and he puts hope in the common folk of Gotham and stuff. Like, I remember one time somebody said like, Batman's not supposed to be the hope of Gotham. I mean, like, he is the hope of Gotham. He's the only one there really protecting it. Him and his Batman are the hope of it.
Supersonic. That's one of the reasons why I praise Along Halloween Part 1 movie. Everyone is always bitching about his backstory getting revealed in the movie. They don't even have it. They say it.
Yeah.
Very few lines. I was like, thank you. No more. How many times you got to see Martha's pearls fucking fall?
No, we don't need to see that. But I still like that it felt like an origin story, but
without the flashback.
Felt like an origin.
Like you still got like this information about his parents, but it wasn't like, oh, we're in the alley and they got shot. It was more about what, led to this event and like their lives when they were alive, basically, in this movie, like with the little bit of information, the news clippings and the articles. That's what we got. And that was all we really needed, because everybody knows Batman's an orphan, and what happens, to his parents. So it's like, you don't really need to keep doing that again. So I'm glad that they didn't. Just like Spider-Man, we know how he becomes Spider-Man. We don't need to see an origin for these two characters who are, like well known, and everybody pretty much knows who Batman is. So I like that they didn't do that.
2 lines. Fixed it. 2 lines. His parents are dead. This is what happened. That's it. Just keep moving on. The pace of this movie is really fast. That's what I enjoy, because watching a 3-hour movie, you're thinking like, fuck.
I don't agree with that. The pacing is not that fast.
I feel like I understand what he's saying. Like, I was so engaged in it that like,
I was engaged, but
the pacing didn't feel slow to me.
Yeah. One moment the pacing feels forced. The third act, right when the story's essentially over when Riddler captures himself. I don't know why this is in the movie right there. The movie's essentially done.
I don't think you. I'm kind of glad.
But then he has this random.
They ended the movie that was like.
It comes out of nowhere, though.
All that didn't bother me. Like, the part in the third act that kind of bothered me is like when they're in the nightclub and she's like, "I gotta kill Falcone," and it just seems like that, like in that whole like span of time, like it got really cheesy for a moment.
I just
like, what I like. It just seemed like how they were acting. It was like.
It's like this. I understand why
it's cheesy there for a time, and then it kind of was like, this doesn't fit.
I understand why they had the Falcone moment. So Batman, because Batman throughout the whole movie was trying to see the good in Selena.
It was cheesy.
Try to show her that there's good in her. Like there's more to you than just this. But like, we still could have done without it. But I did like it as a character development moment between the both of them for a potential relationship in the future. Him telling her, like, if you kill this man, you're going to end up, probably in the same position you being just a cold-blooded killer like this.
But I loved her response. That's
why with Selena in this movie,
like when they get to the nightclub is when I was like, this felt a little cheesy to me.
And that's why with Selena in this movie,
I'm trying to help you and be your assistant. I got you.
It was just a certain moment. Like, I liked how, because most Batman movies have this anyway, animated or live action. There's mostly 2 different stories going on anyway. You have the main story to deal with, and you have like the stuff with Bruce and the stuff he's going through. I like that the movie had that, and then it felt like when they had the Falcone moment, a part of the story is just done. Like this bad guy who's been ruling everything is done. It's over. Riddler's captured. That part where he's like, no, I'm gonna really murder these guys by flooding the city. It's like the reason why that feels forced is because that was never explained before.
I think you should have alluded to it more. Like,
yeah, that is
like I think through words he should have said, like, you know, throughout the film, like he wants to flood the corruption out of Gotham. Like
he
just
basically
allude
wants to
to
get them all in one place and kill them all at once. I got what he was trying to do, but if you're watching the movie, it just feels forced. It's like the movie's over when they capture Falcone and Riddler's done. Then Batman could have his line, Catwoman leaves him, and the movie's over. I don't know why they had that moment of just
because it was all of his like grand design, like just like you know, just like Seven, like he was only caught because he wanted to be caught. Like if you think about it,
yeah,
the Riddler was successful.
Oh, yeah,
you know, everything that he wanted, he
for
accomplished.
2 years. Yeah, for 2 years he was going strong.
You know, he. I mean, even in the end, even though like people, you know, were rescued, the city is flooded. You know, all of these things are probably going to go from bad to worse. You know, so
the city is flooded.
I mean, so it's not like he lost. Like, you know, he was captured because he wanted to be captured.
Literally walked out.
What Bruce did win. What Bruce did win in this movie was more respect from the cops and the people. And and this is why I like the third act. This is why I say, in the other view, there was something powerful about the third act. Seeing that little boy take his hand. So when he went over there and he pushed the thing aside, and all the people, they kind of was worried because like throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, I
going on that people think Batman and Riddler is working together and stuff, and they're not sure about this vigilante dude. They think he's also crazy too, and all this other stuff. And when the little boy takes his hand, all the adults and stuff see it, and it's like, if the little boy trusts him, then let's go ahead and take his hand too. Like he's trying to help. You know, I liked it. It was something a little powerful to it.
Yeah, because
especially having a little boy take his hand first.
Remember,
and not
he saw
older people. I like
the way his dad died. Beginning of the movie, the way he saw that little boy represented what he felt when he saw his dad die. So to see that come full circle, this is good. Now that's the only real negatives I had was that I thought that Josh Turturro was a better villain overall for like what the story needed. Okay, so his Batman is great. Like every time Robert Pattinson was Batman on screen, it was like you felt a presence.
Eyes, bro.
You just felt like this is Batman. Like the way he would move, the way he did anything was great. His Bruce Wayne, it reminded me of Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne, and I thought that lacked. I didn't like Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne. I thought it was pretty off, not good anyway. His Batman is fine.
I like Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne, even though he was barely Bruce Wayne. I liked that he was like struggling with trying to figure out who he was. So I liked, I mean, we didn't see him a lot, you know, really, but I did like his Bruce Wayne.
And look, this is the thing too, and it's the same thing I say about BVS. I understand why, and me and Ashley read the prequel novel. We understand why his Bruce Wayne is this way. He's not in the public eye. He's using daddy's money, and
that's like Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne.
Now I understand why he's not out in public. Like when he goes to the funeral and the people are taking pictures, he literally looks away so they don't look at him. Like I understand why he's away. I may not be a huge fan of it, but I understand it. I want to make that clear to you guys. I understand why this Bruce Wayne was the way he was. Now, if he was more so in the business, then yes, I'll be like, all right, you need to put on an act. You need to show more. You need to be more lively. You need to you need to, you know, do all the fake praise and applause of like, yeah, you know, wave for the camera, all that shit. Like you would have to do that because he needs to keep up a appearance. But he doesn't have to since he's not really in it.
It's like his Bruce Wayne is not, I mean, I like what the moments we had, but to be fair, we didn't really get a lot of Bruce Wayne, so is it lacking because of the way they chose to tell the story, really, and just mainly focus on the Batman aspects? Like,
I like that they focus more on Batman. I just think that for me, I wasn't used to seeing this kind of Bruce Wayne. But I was kind of like, I understand it, but it's like I don't really like it still, but I understand it. I understand why it is.
I mean, but isn't he kind of similar? What is the name of the Ego? The Ego book, isn't he slightly like that, where he's like has this internal conflict with himself in that story? It's been a long time since I read that, but I read that book.
I think a little bit.
And yeah,
Just for me, it was just like. Just for me, it was just like Michael Keaton's Batman, Bruce Wayne. The only difference is that Michael Keaton's already older as Bruce Wayne, and he chose to be like that. This was like essentially they did what his Bruce Wayne was, just younger. That's all it was. And I was like, this is the same shit. So I can't be like, well, this Bruce Wayne will be this way. It's like it's the same thing, except it's just written differently. Michael Keaton was an older, secluded Bruce Wayne who chose to be Batman. This guy's just a younger, secluded Bruce Wayne who's choosing to be Batman. It's the same thing.
But I think for this one, and
to me, that is a negative because that is just copying another movie. That is essentially a negative. That's the same thing. It's just a coin turned differently. It's just on tails. It is.
All right.
It's
So
this film like copied a lot of stuff. I mean, like for everybody, I'm like, and I like the movie, so this is no hate. But everybody's like,
copied everything in Infinity War, guys.
It's so unique. It's so different. Like it was so like Seven in so many ways. Like for me, like just like with the Riddler, and then like it was, and then so much of like Jigsaw a little bit. Like it was like you had all of these three things mixed together, but it was just like I had so many like vibes of like the way that the Riddler was. Like he was only caught when he was ready to be caught, and like he was always a step ahead, like you know, like in Zodiac 2, like the Zodiac killer, like and with Seven, like you know, obviously the Zodiac killer doesn't get caught, but in Seven he's caught because that was his grand design, right? That's what he wanted. And they failed at every turn. So I feel like it's just like so similar to that, that stuff. So like everybody's like, it's so unique and different. It's different in the sense that they're doing it with a Batman film, but it's not different because we've seen these tropes. And we've seen them done better in these other films. It's just done well here in a Batman movie. You know what I'm trying to say there?
And real quick, like I gotta address Kimani. I don't want to use it too much because it's not fair. It's not fair. But this one time I use the prequel novel. To be fair, the movie, I knew so much of the context. I read the prequel novel, and it's not really fair because a lot of
it was lean and cut for speed.
Yeah,
but he's built that way.
He was lean for speed
because it gives him more agility. That's why he's built that way. He goes for a more lean muscle mass, so he can, maneuver in and out of situations quicker, and so he can, he can move faster. Because for this Bruce Wayne and this Batman, it's all about being fast, just like his car. Like his car is not based on like how can I make this like this Matiller. I can't talk. I cannot say. The word right now. What is wrong with me? Military. Goodness, brain fart. Me and Miss K love that. Thanks. Military.
It was going good, and then it just
military. Grade vehicle. Like he's building a car so he soups up the cars to make his cars as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Like that's his thing.
That's why
he used to race cars, and then it's just.
That's why I wish. I'll be honest. I wish. That's why I wish the movie touched upon those type of things in the prequel. Like I wish the movie, when he was Bruce Wayne, mentioned more of the stuff like him doing the racing, like just like little hints, like little hints of that stuff, talking about it, bringing it up. I wish they did that from the prequel.
Since you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, remember when Goku said the reason why he didn't want to bulk up that much? Oh, it's just a simple concept that he had in the show. So they had a form where if you bulk up so much, you are strong, but you also are really slow. Yeah. So technically, if you are more, let's say, more cut, you are more faster.
You're gonna move a little slower.
That's all it is. Even in the Batman animated movies, he's not buff in those movies. He looks the same. But he's very fast and he can knock people out in like less than 2 seconds. Now, isn't that more effectively? Would you rather knock out one guy super strong with your buff, or would you rather be faster and knock out 5 guys in less than 5 seconds? That's
why I like the final fight. Like he was fast. Like he was literally rolling like a freaking he was rolling like he literally rolled like a hot dog and knocked out 2 dudes on the ground. I was like, even Ben Affleck, what the hell is?
What is MSK doing?
Somebody about breaking into his house again.
I thought he moved. Didn't you move to a more secure location, MSK?
But if the wind is going really bad, it kind of like seeps through the door. So to make sure it doesn't go through the video, I have to put some like something under it.
Oh, I thought that was your bedroom door. I didn't know that was your front door. I thought
that's why I had to tape it up because too much wind would come through, and you hear like wind sound, which is unbearable. My wife would not like that.
Shout out to your wife.
Also, there was no sex scenes in this movie. Like, why were they not having sex? Like, what
I just like the tension. I ain't gonna like that scene. I was loving the tension. That
is that the only thing you care about in a film?
It was that
scene on her, take off her clothes. I was like, man, that's a free invitation.
It was not time yet. When
is that why he took 3 points?
When Bruce was looking at Selena in the eyes, right in the first scene, when he's trying to look at her eye contacts,
he's trying to see Zoe.
I love that tension right there. I was like,
no. People in my theater were like, man, he should kiss her. It's like, no, he's not gonna kiss you, fucking losers. That's not how it works. I don't know.
To be fair, I don't want to use it again, but I got to. In the prequel novel, the reason Bruce doesn't make those advances because he isn't a ladies' man in the prequel novel. Like he's an
independent white man who don't need a woman. That's how it works. He's an independent white man who don't need a black woman. That's how it should be.
Oh my god! The views of Master Entertainment does not reflect anything that we say here.
My god!
He's a guest and he's his own individual.
Hey, let's be honest here. There was a black lady mayor. We know that's not a thing. Come on, and they shot her.
There's literally a black lady mayor in some fucking state right now.
Black lady
in Nebraska, does that count?
And how bad was that guy's aim to
in
not
Kentucky
shoot
too?
her in the
There's
head?
some.
Really? I did not know that, honestly.
The former lieutenant governor was
the one with the short hair.
Was a black woman.
The one with the short hair.
Dude, that was funny as hell. Now she was like, "I'm gonna stand up." No, Gordon, stop. I'm gonna stand up. The bitch got shot. I was just laughing so hard. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, real quick. So
idiot.
I seen
dumbass.
I think Jay did said this criticism. I don't know.
Sean
about the lady getting shot. So they didn't start shooting until the lady got shot. Nobody knew that the Riddler people was up there until the mayor noticed it and she got shot. So just make that clear. The Riddler people, the goons didn't start shooting yet. And also, real quick, I wasn't even because I was wondering like when do the Riddler goons come in? And I wasn't even paying attention that his followers was his goons and stuff. It wasn't all 500 of them. They made a detail. He had 500 followers. Yeah. I thought it was going to be more of them. I thought it was going to be more, and then it was going to end up being Batman and Catwoman having to team up to take down all of them together. Like, because there wasn't really a lot of the Bat and the Cat tag team stuff going on in this movie like it should have been. The trailer was hyping up like the Bat and the Cat. That sounds like they got a nice ring to it.
But
yeah,
she don't really do a lot together.
Besides, it's the exact way in the year one story. He kind of meets her. But they don't really have a thing. It's just based off circumstance. So I was like, okay, this is cool. But she's not even called Catwoman. They just call her Selena, which I think that's good. So when she gets that name potentially in the sequel, it's like, okay, I understand it.
She does call herself she does say the Bat and the Cat. So that's the only moment really.
Yeah. And I think they should bring her back like third. I think they should bring her back third movie.
I think that was adrenaline. I don't think that was. Yeah, I think that was just adrenaline. I think it's literally just hit himself with adrenaline.
I think it was adrenaline. I wasn't sure. Hey, in the comics, Batman does start using Venom and he gets addicted to it, maybe. But I don't think we're going to see Bane. I think it was an adrenaline shot. Some people think it could be Venom. I wouldn't be shocked if it was, because Batman was using some and juicing it up just to make himself a little bit stronger. But I like that scene. He started yelling and stuff and went in a rage and started beating up that dude. One thing I didn't like, where's the blood at? Where's the blood at in this shit? He punching this dude in the face.
It's PG-13. That was the one thing. It's like some of the it was so like the way they were fighting. It was so like
there should have been like
there should have been blood, and it wasn't there. Because it was like. The fighting sequences, you would think that there would be blood there, and there wasn't. But
especially in the first scene when he punched dude in the ground, like I think some blood just like hit his mask.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean,
blood hit it.
I'm not surprised because it's PG-13. I mean, because we know how that goes. It would have been great if they could have done it rated R, but it's Batman. They can't make Batman rated R. It's not.
Well,
They're
in
not going to
Falcon
do.
Winter
I mean,
Soldier, actually, they did put some blood on that shield. So
yes,
they
I
could've
mean,
done
but
it.
I think that like certain things you have to be careful. Like certain things, like if they would have had the blood with maybe the brutality of the fighting and like showing it that and the blood, I think that like goes in the ratings. I don't know how the rating system really works. So I know like you get specific things, you know,
Well,
like
because
you
you
can
have
get
like
one
so
F
much little
word, one
blood.
cuss word, one
Yeah.
so much blood.
Like
In
at
the
most a
film.
nosebleed. I think like nosebleeds and a couple cuts.
Yeah.
Not too much. Like in Black Panther. Remember when he got cut in the stomach? He didn't get no big cut, but he got cut like 3 times by Killmonger, and that was it. It's probably the most.
Or just like Natasha, like everybody talks about how Natasha got her face, and then the next shot, like there's no blood on her face. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't.
Oh, and she busted
really, show all that in a PG-13 film. You know, so.
But yeah, I do want to say this. I hope that Robert Pattinson takes over as Spider-Man in the MCU. Guys, gonna be fire.
See, here you go. Like we're not doing that.
There's some things when people talk. There's some things I choose to hear, and there's some things I just completely ignore. That was one of them. Just something.
I'm not.
It would be tight. You guys think about Robert Pattinson.
I'm not acknowledging it. I'm not. Yeah.
All right,
like,
whatever.
I'm not acknowledging that.
Y'all just can't fathom.
He could not be Spider-Man. I'm sorry. Like Robert Pattinson. Like
he would be a way better Spider-Man than Tom Holland.
See, here we go. Here we
go. This is what we got to do.
Well, to be fair, anybody can.
How does it always go back to Tom Holland, guys?
Ashley, look
I
at
think
it like
you all
this.
do this to torture me.
Real quick, look at it like this. Think about it.
Should have never told you all the truth about how I truly felt about Tom Holland.
This line for Twilight. You know, Robert Pattinson got Ned on his back, like, hold on to me, little spider monkey. I'll make sure you're safe. He just kind of on his back, swinging. It'll be tight.
Y'all are mean. Tom Holland matters.
All right. If they make Tom Holland Robert Pattinson's Robin, I'll accept that.
You know,
they should do that.
There's a part where Josh
you would hate it.
I'll take Tom Holland as Robin. That'll be kind of tight, though. I'll take him as Robin.
Here, I'll say this: when Falcone knocked out Catwoman, I was like, "Yes,
a tight Robin."
That's how it goes.
You couldn't see domestic violence and Tom Holland.
I'm not going to acknowledge any of this.
I love the domestic violence.
I'm serious.
MSK, tell me how you feel about Batman.
The domestic violence in this movie was great. When Josh Turturro knocked out a black woman with a crowbar, I was like, "Yes, that's how you."
The views of Master
always about the black women. He does not like
always.
See,
he
doesn't like me, guys. See
what?
There it is. He doesn't.
K-Dot told me that he hated me actually. So I
got wait. What black woman? John Turturro?
He didn't. Remember he knocked her out? I was like, holy shit!
Oh, Joey Kravitz.
Yeah.
Real quick. I wish with Karma. I understand. He's like he's not retired, but he's been in the game a long time. The last time he did kill somebody really big was probably when he killed the reporter for the Waynes. I'm gonna ask you guys about that in a second. Kind of wish he did some killing in this movie, you know, like just off somebody real quick that, you know, just off somebody, you know, just like shoot somebody in the head for disrespecting them, whatever. I like his presence, but I wish he kind of did a little bit more action to it. But I do want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about the twist with the Waynes and stuff? Like, find out Martha was a mental patient and Thomas was trying to hide it.
It's the same thing like in Shazam. You know how he thought his mom was something, and when he come to find out it wasn't what he thought.
No, I'm talking specifically for like the Waynes, because the whole thing with the movie was like with Bruce.
Like it?
Bruce was so remember when Carmine told him that you know, your dad helped me out. You're trying to like, yo, my dad took the Hippocratic oath. Like, he's supposed to help you, you know.
I think the bigger thing was with Thomas.
He couldn't fathom his dad was slightly crooked.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing was with Thomas, because like, I mean, like people, yeah, I can understand like if you're running for political office like 20 years ago and your wife has like mental health issues and, you know, she's in and out of a hospital, but really like in 2022, like, would somebody be demonized for that? So like to me that wasn't really that big of a reveal. Yes. I'm saying like to me that wasn't as shocking as the fact that Thomas Wayne was kind of, you know, involved in this like corruption to a degree until he realized it got real and someone lost their lives, and then he wasn't going to participate anymore. To me, I feel like that was more like, I felt like sorry for Martha, you know, because her parents killed themselves, and then that led to her trauma, which led to her having mental health issues. So. But I'm gonna get ready to go, guys. Gotta go.
Wait, real quick before you leave. I ain't trying to troll you. Trying to ask you. So how do you feel about them revealing that Thomas Wayne didn't order a hit? He just wanted Carmine to put fear in him. Like, are you okay with that they did that, or do you think they should have just because he ordered him to put fear inside the reporter?
Yeah, like he wanted to beat him up and rough him up.
Right. How do you feel about that? Like, real quick.
I really didn't like that. Like them doing like that with Thomas Wayne, but like for this story, it makes sense. I'm glad that they were like he wasn't okay with someone losing their lives, and then because he was going to go out and then he was going to do the right thing and tell the truth. Then as a result, he was sacrificed. But so I did like that they didn't make him completely, into like by any means necessary, go out there and get it done. But at first it was a little jarring. I was like, oh my gosh, Thomas Wayne, you did that, but as it progressed, I like that he kind of like realized that this was wrong.
But he was the added layer of his mother. Remember, he wasn't really doing it because he was a bad guy. He did it to protect
later, Ashley.
Martha.
Ashley's gonna be on Bye. Guys, we'll be over there in a little bit.
Bye.
Because he really did it, remember, to protect his mom. His mom had a fucked up past. His dad was more of the clean guy. He did it more to protect
he didn't,
his mom.
Just like in Superman and Lois right now with the dude, the mayor.
Yeah. Dude, that's the thing. It's like he never really wanted to do anything bad. He just wanted the guy to just shut the hell up. But that's how bad Gotham is. You tell someone to do something, they kill the person, and you're like going, okay, is the person that ordered the hit a bad guy? Is the person that killed the guy a bad guy? It's like, that's what I like, because
but see that, and that's why I like. That's why I like what we revealed with Alfred when he revealed to him, like, your dad didn't order a hit. I mean, he just told Carmine to go put some fear in the dude. He didn't want all that to happen, but in doing so, it caused Carmine to take advantage of that refund, that refund renewal with the money and stuff, and he became like technically the mayor of Gotham and everything. Oh, and also real quick, I love the relation with Batman and the police in this movie. My favorite scene was when he's on the table, right? He's all surrounded by the cops, and the fucking black cop grabs his fucking ear and pulls it. I was dead. He was literally snatched this dude's ear and was pulling it like this. Then Batman socked the shit out of him. I like that shit. I like the tension between him and the police and stuff. It was like, homie, he's a freak and all that, and he just walked. And you know what? I kind of like how he was walking around and stuff, because we know why he was walking around and just staring at people, because he was looking and grabbing data, but it was almost intimidating the way he was doing that. I hopefully he kind of keeps that for the next couple of movies and stuff, because it was like kind of awkward, but in a good way. Like it helped make him look intimidating. Like when a dude walked by, and he looked up like, oh, excuse you. I liked it. It was intimidating. It was weird and awkward what he was doing, because he wasn't talking to people, and everyone's like, yo, this dude's a weirdo. But it was intimidating. I liked it.
There was the part where he got almost exploded, where he probably should have went to the hospital and probably should have had it been a mask, but hey, movie plot happens every
single time. Let me say, all right, I know Jada's probably watching, but let me say this. Gordon is more than likely the reason he didn't go to the hospital. Let me make that clear. Because Gordon
probably the entire reason.
Gordon's the only reason he ended up in the police station without his mask getting pulled off. Even if his mask did get pulled off, he more than likely had, in the most of Batman comics and stuff and movies, he literally only he can take it off, and if anyone else tries to take it off, they get electrocuted.
Yeah,
he more than likely had that.
In the next movie, you might see it happen that way, where someone tried to take off his mask.
I think he already had it. I mean, he got like those eye contacts and stuff.
There was the part of the movie where like you could tell the cops didn't really like him, like the way the cops stared at him whenever time he walked in the room. Like it's kind of like they didn't want him around because they really feared him, or they like didn't know who he was. And like the way that one guy tried to like grab his ear, and then he fucking punched the dude in the face.
That shit was funny, bro. I was like, you really grabbed this man's fucking ear when you fucking punched Gordon, and it finally took first flight. Now, next movie, he's gonna get a better cape too. Like he's gonna be legit gliding like this and stuff like that.
I mean, did anybody think like the pacing was off in the scene with like the bomb around the guy's neck?
No, the only scene I had pacing issues with was when it felt like the third part of Riddler's plan felt forced. That's when the pacing
was specifically like, right after the part when Carmine and Selena did have the pacing for me starts to kind of iffy, right? Where MSK is talking about between the part where Carmine gets shot and the interrogation stuff, like
that's when the movie starts to kind of get Bruce Wayne is. It's like he's alluding to who Batman is, but he doesn't know. But Bruce doesn't know that.
Yeah, he didn't know who Bruce Wayne was. That's why when I first watched it, I was like, does he know who Bruce Wayne is?
Yeah, like, but then you kind of find out.
He was kind of just like speaking through Batman to like.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
to unleash on Bruce Wayne through Batman.
It's still lagging.
Go ahead, Sean.
You're fine, dude. Yeah, because that's what it felt like.
Later.
No problem, man. See you later, dude. Because that's what it felt like in that moment. Was like Batman didn't know that he knew that so Batman thought that Riddler knew his secret identity, but he didn't know that Riddler didn't know that. I actually like that scene. Those are scenes you don't get too often of like villains playing around, essentially just being themselves, and the hero thinking like, oh wait, does he really have the one up on me? And that's the only part that felt forced in, was when the third act came in. He's like, I'm gonna put all these guys in one place and flood and murder them all and drown them. To be fair, it is kind of a way you can do that, essentially. It is much more easier to have people all in one place and kill them rather than just killing one at a time. And I fully get that, but it just felt forced in that moment because he was meticulously taking one person out one at a time. So when you got that, you were like, really? Then why not just orchestrate that from the beginning? That's why it just feels out of nowhere. And it just feels like it's just out of place.
Yeah, and that's why I don't disagree with you if like they should have ended the movie where he got interrogated, but even then I think I would have went like, ew, what the fuck is this? Because I would say I've seen people on Twitter say it turned to a generic like third act, action sequence, but I think you needed that because like we got one big action set piece with the car, the beginning with the two short ones in the beginning. But you needed one more. Like, you needed just one more to, like, put some icing on the cake. And that was that Riddler fight. I did like, for the most part, he was fighting alone. He was fighting alone, and everybody trying to get up there to help him, and they don't do
Batmobile engine revs up. Dude, in the theater when that Batmobile engine revs up.
I was clapping in my theater when that shit happened. It was like,
that shit was fucking beautiful to hear. Holy shit.
That was cool. And he shit in Fast and the Furious, man.
Fast and Furious is god tier cinema. That's what that is.
Nah, but the way the cars, man, that Batman's Batmobile revving up was cooler than any car revving up in Fast
and Furious. Cap.
That was cooler than Dominic's fucking Charger doing the fucking wheelie.
Lies, man.
Bro, it was better when that bell was revved up.
But overall, I liked the movie kind of like in the way that I like Shazam. Like, if everyone knows, Shazam is my favorite DCEU movie, just by how the story progresses and how like things progress in a certain way that really gives you that payoff. Like the movie, to be fair, people can say the Riddler does win, but the Batman wins in a moralistic way. You don't always have to win.
Oh yeah, Batman also wins too. Like Riddler was pissed at the end. He was like, "Oh yeah," he was going crazy, bro. And then
to be fair, the Riddler didn't really win. The people were all alive.
Yeah, and like parts of his plan came to like he killed Carmine. Mm-hmm. He killed a bunch of he killed the mayor, the DA and stuff. Like he got some kills on some specific people, but Batman overall let those people out of that that area where they was flooded at.
I just liked the fact that DC went from putting out back-to-back banger movies, or you can say product. Back to the thing. So if you don't like Zack Snyder's Justice League, cool. Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. Bam! Fucking beautiful. Peacemaker, fucking banger. The Batman, fucking banger. Black Adam, I'm looking at that next. That's my 6-step plan to DC domination. Step 1, Peacemaker getting a season 2. The Batman being a fucking banger. Step 3, Black Adam making $500 million at the box office. That's step 3. Step 4, Flash being a good movie. That's the only problem with the plan is Flash being a good movie. That's the most dicey one. Because I think Aquaman's going to be a good movie.
Even if we get if Aquaman and Black Adam do like solid, and Flash is kind of like mid, we're okay.
Then you also have Aquaman 2, which I think Zach's going to be good. And you have Bad Girl. So, but overall for the Batman, like this is my most anticipated film of the year. delivered for me. Now I just look to the other movies that I want to look at, like Doctor Strange 2, Sonic 2, Black Adam, Flash, things like that. But it's just at that moment when they kind of forced that little part into the flood, that's when I was like, okay, we could have just like ended it where we're at, but look, okay.
MSK, they might like this too. We can agree Joker is a slower movie than this, right? And that made $1 billion. This movie
Joker actually felt slower, and it was actually shorter runtime.
This movie's gonna make $1 billion. It's gonna make
yeah. This is good. This is actually pretty good. Like, I get the plot conveniences and criticisms of the movie, and that's why to me it's not a masterpiece. I don't think this is a masterpiece. I think this is really, really good.
I think it's I think it's like top 3 Batman movies. You know,
yeah.
Begins and Dark Knight obviously above it, but
I don't think this is better than like.
3. I like it better than Returns in 89.
Like, oh wait, no, I posted on Twitter. I posted my rankings list about the Batman movies. Let me show you guys right now. Let me share my screen.
MSK probably got recency bias, y'all. He put like the Batman at number 1. Can't trust this motherfucker.
What did I do? Wait. Did you take it off? Did you take it off? No, it's right here. I think I might have. I don't know, because I think this is correct. No, my bad. I actually messed up. Okay, so here you can share my screen. Basically, this is how I mess up. The Lego Batman movie is in the wrong spot. The Lego Batman movie should be right here. It should go Dark Knight Begins, The Batman, Batman Mask of Phantasm, Batman Returns, Batman 89, then the Lego Batman movie, and then the rest. That's how the ranking list should actually be. That's how it should be. Because I messed up earlier today, so I have to delete this, sadly, because I actually messed up. But that's how it worked overall, guys. But yeah, overall, I thought the Batman was good. I'll ask you guys in the chat, what did you enjoy about the movie? And that's, to be fair, like, a lot of people kind of want to go like, this is better than Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. It's like, to me, Batman Begins and this movie are about like even. Both have strengths and weaknesses, but I think they're about even. The Dark Knight's still the best. To me personally, Under the Red Hood is still one of my favorite Batman movies of all time. I still love that movie to death. That movie's still really good. So I'm gonna go and make sure I go on Letterboxd and make sure I fix my list actually. But yeah, I'll ask you guys, what did you guys enjoy about the movie?
And real quick, just let everyone know, this is what I got from the theater. My Batman bucket. I wish I can put this shit on. Boom, because this cowl is kind of cool. And I got the Batman Long Halloween comic that they gave out the theater.
Yeah, I have to buy that later on when it goes on sale. I gotta buy it.
Well, this one you gotta buy. This one they gave us from the fan event. It's a special edition Batman Long Halloween.
Oh, damn it.
But this one you gotta buy. Bro, this shit fucking look, it's worth it to have as a collectible. This shit costs as much as a fucking ticket. It's like $30 fucking dollars. Damn. It costs as much as a ticket.
Really?
Yes, 30. If it's AMC, $30. It was $26.99, but damn, you're gonna be spreading plus tax, $30.
Dude, AMC is starting to fuck people over with that shit. They're trying to do that thing of like charging more for big tentpole blockbusters. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I did.
The show.
Yeah, I did. Oh wait, let me ask. I'm not trying, but keep it a buck. Do you got this over No Way Home?
This?
Yeah, this movie.
I don't want to compare Marvel to DC like that, but
fuck you. Just
real
quick, which one? If be real.
No, but you saw my rating, right? I gave them both 9 out of 10s.
Oh my gosh.
To be fair, I gave them both 9 out of 10s.
Oh, which one do you slightly got over the other?
Damn, fuck. That's hard. Because I liked a lot of shit in No Way Home, too. Like, it was really good. Both movies are really good. Dude, I couldn't even honestly pick one. I gave them both the same rating. I liked them both. Honestly, they're both, to me, about equal. They're both really good, but the slight story issues kind of bring them down. Because here's the thing. There's just certain things that don't work in No Way Home that don't work in this either. That's what I'm saying. When people are going like, "Oh my god, this is better than The Dark Knight," it's like, okay, you probably are just sniffing. You were sniffing.
Yeah, Dark Knight. That's like, dude, people forget. And this is like, bro, I posted this on my TikTok today. Remember the scene when Batman's interrogating Joker and he pulls him right out of the chair? If Joker tells him like, "I'm right ahead," I'm just right ahead of the curve. He pulls him like, like you didn't have a scene like that in this Batman movie. Like the scene where
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like
you didn't have those gripping
you had the part where like Riddler riles up Batman's like, Bruce Wayne. He's like, what have you done? And it's like, it's cool. But the scene in Dark Knight hits so much better with Joker just going at
the actual the acting was really good in this movie from pretty much start to finish, but there was no performance in this movie outside of like Josh Turturro that was as good as when Heath Ledger's Joker, and when he was bantering Batman. Because even when Riddler and Batman did talk, it was like, okay.
It wasn't like nothing. There was no big back and forth. There's iconic lines to take away from Batman and Joker's dialogue, but not really with Batman and Riddler. Now, real quick, I want to say this because I don't want to keep us here too long and kind of give our final thoughts. Oh my gosh, why the fuck are they doing Joker again?
He was gonna be in it. They just want him as the villain for the first movie. I knew it was gonna happen.
I mean, I'm fine with them. Like, I hope he's not really a villain in the next 2 movies. Like, I kind of
hope thing with Spider-Man. Eventually, Green Goblin will be a villain. That's just how
I kind of hope they're just like teasing him again in the next. Like, if Matt Reeves is going to do the next movie, I hope Mr. Freeze is a villain, like he said. And I kind of want Killer Croc in one of the movies, like the Arkham Origins type of Killer Croc. I want him to be in the movies, like as a thing for Batman to fight.
Like, but I did like the approach. I did like the approach of Batman Begins and this movie going with, okay, let's use Batman villains that are really well known, but not like as known or as popular as the Joker to really get the point across. Because this thing, the way Matt Reeves told the story, I mean, you could use another Batman villain to do the exact same thing. I don't know. Maybe Joker just might be hinted at too in the next film too. Like, you'll see him, but he might not be the main villain.
Yeah. I got it better. No Way Home. And this, bro, I thought they was. So remember they was talking about the corruption stuff, new like the thing, like all this is tied to something. I thought it was Court of Owls shit, but now it's just like regular corruption with the refund renewal thing. But maybe Court of Owls
might have something to do with all those people being the way they were. That would actually be that would make a lot of sense. Give me a sec.
Bro, they really cast a motherfucker from Eternals to be fucking. I was like, oh my gosh.
When I heard about that, dude, I was like, really? This guy stunk in Eternals.
I mean, look, hey, Robert Pattinson surprised me. Maybe this Barry motherfucker might surprise me, but he was trash as Druid in Eternals, man.
Like, people say he was one of the best parts about Eternals. It's like we're comparing shit to shit. I don't know, like, what are we doing here? Like, that movie's fucking terrible.
All people talk about is him and Makari's freaking relationship.
The fact that they talk about a relationship with the characters and not the characters themselves is just fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing.
Is there anything else you really wanted to say? Because I kind of like, did we miss anything? What did we miss? I thought the riddles was solid. The riddles was really good. He did a lot of detective work.
Colin Farrell did a great job as Penguin. The cast all did a good job to me. Except for like Andy Serkis, and the Riddler was hit or miss for me personally. Like, I felt like he was better as an ominous figure killing people rather than when he got revealed. That kind of took it a little bit away from me. The visual style, the story, the story's pretty much good for the most part, except for the little things in here or there that really don't make it work. Right. Acting, directing, visual style, cinematography, all the basic stuff is pretty much great in the movie. There's just these little things where if they were just like cleaned up and more fleshly put together, it'd be a masterpiece. Honestly, this came really close, guys. I'll tell you if it was movies a fucking masterpiece. I'll tell you, but this not a masterpiece, but it was really good. And that's the thing I told people is like, you don't always have to call things a masterpiece or
I haven't even.
Like not every movie you're gonna watch is a masterpiece. I don't know what's this obsession.
I think as far as the comic movie, this is like the most artistic we have gotten in like a while. Like a long fucking while. Like visually, cinematography, and dude, oh my gosh, this movie was better than fucking BVS, fucking Zack Snyder Justice League, fucking Man of Steel. Man, Snyder.
Not high bars to
Snyder. No, I'm just saying, bro. This movie itself on a $200 million budget looks better than big budget movies. This go for MCU movies and DC movies that was like had a higher budget than this. Fuck, Justice League had $300 million, and it didn't look as good as this. The Batman looks amazing, and a lot of this shit was practical too. Like, damn, shouts out to Matt Reeves. That it never got shit to do with the money. It's just what team you hired to do this shit for you. It's all about the people you hired It ain't about the money. The money doesn't mean quality. It's the people you hire with the money that, do this shit for you and hook you up and get you this good shit. Camera work was on point. Oh my gosh. This movie's visual style was great. It was great. Whoever did the cinematography,
it was good. Yeah, solid. The way it's just like some of it, in these Batman stories, I like to see progression in how Gotham is when the movie starts versus how it ends. Like with The Dark Knight Returns, the way Gotham is when the movie first starts is different from how it ends in part 2. Like I love Batman stories like that. We see genuine progression in how someone sees something versus how it ends. Like in this movie, how he's thought about and saw in the first part of the movie is different from how he's seen and thought about in the end of the movie, and how Robert Pattinson as Batman thinks himself as a character. Like he legitimately, genuinely changes his ways. Like, and people thought that as a bad thing. It's like, no, that's not a bad thing. That's progression of the character. It's not even a fully fleshed out Batman yet. Yeah, I don't see it as a negative. That can't be a negative.
He can't fight with Vengeance forever because it's gonna be redundant for him. He won't be getting nothing shit done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he saw toward the very end. It's like, do I fight with vengeance or do you fight with hope? It's like, even Catwoman was like, Gotham is beyond saving. Of course, Batman's gonna be like, no, it's not.
Like, the city can still be saved. Well, I like that last shot when we looked at Selena. He was driving away. Then he looked back up. He looked in the mirror, looked back up. Then the theme started playing. That shit was hard as fuck, man. Made my dick hard. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say, man. This movie made my dick harder than a fucking made my dick harder than this fucking water bottle.
Dude. Everyone was just saying Joker right when they heard Joker's voice. It's like overall great movie right here. I told you this doesn't have to be a masterpiece or be fucking better than what you saw before. You got a good movie. Be happy you got a good movie.
No, we're not.
You
don't expect a Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. This is all focused on the Batman.
Dude, yeah. When
that's the beauty of it. It's all focused on the Batman world. I'm fine with it.
When they do the whole Penguin series and Arkham Asylum spinoff series, expect us to be doing watch parties on that shit. You can expect that. That's about to go down. I'll say you don't even need the Penguin spinoff series. And I'll say this: the reason why you don't need it is because in the Batman 2, all you literally have to have is just a scene, them showing his rise to power very quickly, the same pace they did in this movie, showing his rise to power, his fucking eye and shit. It's just, you don't need a series for that. I just don't think you do. I think that's kind of a waste of time. You could, because by how the pacing of was in the movie, you could just do it in the sequel and it would just be just fine. But maybe they think it's a better form of storytelling doing it from a series. But I'd rather just go to the Arkham Asylum series if that's the case then.
Right.
I just don't think you need the Penguin series. Like everyone thinks like, yeah, we need it. No, you don't. You really don't. I mean, I'll watch it, but fuck, I guess.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like, bro, like they got an Iron Man show or movie coming. That may not take place in the main DCU, maybe a one-off. If that's the case, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm okay with one-off stories and shit, because Matt Reeves said a comment earlier, and then someone asked him, would you go to the MCU? And he said no, because like he has to follow someone else's vision. He can't do what he wants to do. Now I understood that. Like, if you want to do what you want to do, you go where you want to do what you want to do. Zack Snyder went to Netflix, do what he wanted to do, and Matt Reeves is here at DC to do what he wants to do. You know what, Kimani, real quick, you asked me, and I'll show it, because we do got to get ready to head up out here. He asked me about the soundtrack and the score. That's all I got to say. I'm so mad that shot's not in the movie. That's a behind-the-scenes shot. That's not even in the movie.
Dude, the score is so good. This movie's score is like so fucking good. Like normally, when a movie's over, I'll go like, yeah, the score was all right. But no, this movie's score.
This is one thing you get from DC is great. Like DC always come through with scores and shit. Like DC be coming through with scores and music and stuff. Joker, fucking this man. Michael Giacchino, the guy who did the score for this, Giacchino, he did better on this than he did for No Way Home, because he did a score for No Way Home. He did way better on this Batman movie. Way better.
Yeah, and people going like, yeah, Ben Affleck won't get usurped. No, Ben Affleck got usurped by Robert Pattinson. Just let that L sink in.
Yeah, he got usurped. He's Batman.
Ben Affleck stunk as Batman for the time period he was Batman. I was like, you know, I didn't really like him anyway, personally. But hey,
this is Batman. He didn't kill nobody. I mean, he's more Batman than Bale. He's more Batman than Keaton. He didn't kill nobody. He was Batman. Like, he's stuck by Batman's code, his rules, all that. Maybe Matt Reeves might fuck it up next movie and kill somebody by accident, but he wasn't killing in this movie. So, just want to make that clear.
Yep.
Yeah, I got nothing else. I'm out. I'm all gassed out because I know you got your stream we got to do. What time is the stream?
Like 9:30. Be in a couple hours. I got to do some stuff.
Well, I'm going to go hop on somebody else's stream, but fuck you. I'm going to be at your stream, you fucker.
Oh, yeah. DC Supremacy. Batman. The DC EU takeover is step 2. DC's winning this year. DC for life. Oh, shit. Let me get these videos out to you guys because I got to put some videos out right now. I'm just going to have them uploaded for a little bit. But overall, good movie. There's going to be much more to discuss that we probably forgot about because that's how movies work. You can't go over every single thing. Just the stuff that really, really sticks out generally. There's people that aren't going to like the movie. Sure, whatever. That's fine. You know, movies are subjective.
Man, those are haters, man. It's all good, bro. You know, Batman, man. Look, DC finally do some epic shit. And you know what? They downplay us again. We motherfuckers, man. I'm going to go to fucking Kevin Feige's house, man. I'm going to shit on his fucking door and say, you have created a toxic fan base. You fuck. You make Snyder fans look like good people. I'm joking. Snyder bots. There is some good
Snyder fucking the Snyder bots are.
I swear, I swear, I should do a prank. Go to find Kevin Feige's house. Go to his doorstep. Say, you piece of shit. You make fucking Snyder fans look like sane people. Fuck you.
No, it was the thing where Snyder fans on Twitter were making like Batfleck trend. It's like no one gives a shit about Batfleck.
I just did a stream on that shit. I was like, bro, he's done. He doesn't want to do this shit no more. Matt Damon literally said he might fucking die if he puts on that Batman suit again. Or he'll drink himself to death.
Yeah,
he might.
That's what I told people, dude. It's like it's over. He's done. He wasn't even a good Batman to begin with. Like he was very overrated.
He wasn't bad. It's just that he wasn't written how he should be as Batman. Like in the context, like, if it was BVS and it was a one-off movie, I'll be okay with him killing. It's a one-off. Don't got nothing to do with shit. Just one-off. Move on. Boom.
You know,
and if Superman was actually like older and with more experience, I'd be fine with it. If it was actual Dark Knight Returns movie, no complaints from me. But it wasn't.
That's why I didn't really care for. I didn't even like his Batman that much, and I'm not gonna like people just like I think fake their love for some shit. There's no way this guy got massive fucking hate when he was Batman. People didn't really like his Batman as much as they say. That's like massive cap. And he wasn't that good as Batman to begin with. His Bruce Wayne was fucking his Batman was like very hit or miss. His Bruce Wayne was very hit or miss. You know, the movies he was in were not good. Like it's just that's the part of the Batman fucking.
He was a saving grace of BVS. I ain't gonna lie. If he didn't do that, if he didn't have that warehouse,
he was in that movie.
Other shit, bro. That movie would have been boring. It was already boring.
Because he was carrying the movie anyway.
Batman in that movie,
dude, he was carrying the movie anyway. If he wasn't in the movie, I'd be like, okay.
Man, he carried that movie on his back, his big ass fucking bat dick. He carried that whole fucking movie all over his damn body. That movie. Shit, his life support couldn't even support that shit. Fucking, what else could? Man, fucking Goodwill wouldn't even sell that shit. What else? Man, fucking bullshit. I was like, fucking shit, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all just know what I'm talking about, man. Fuck that movie. Belle, I know you like it, but damn that movie.
God, that movie is fuck that, dude. If Ben Affleck wasn't in that movie, I'd fucking cut off my fucking arms. He's the only guy putting out a quality performance in that film. Sure wasn't Jesse Eisenberg. It's Lex Luthor. I'll tell you that. He sure wasn't putting out shit.
Dude, Ben Affleck lucky he had my support day one, because if I went in there hating it and the shit at BVS happened and all this shit, ooh, I'd have been going harder on Ben Affleck's Batman.
Oh,
shit, Arkham. We was about to get ready to end. Shit. I was about to hop on somebody else's stream.
Done. I gotta finish some stuff. Tomorrow we'll have our MSK show. We'll do a
Arkham,
Batman
if you
spoiler
still
review.
Arkham, swing by MSK stream. Oh, are you gonna let us do spoilers on your spoiler on your
The Yu-Gi-Oh one, yeah, but for the show, I gotta do some tweaking for the show.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Arkham, come hop in real quick. If MSK, if you got a dip, go ahead.
I'll see you later. I gotta get this stuff done. But no, great movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. Not a masterpiece, but I give it a 9 out of 10. Solid movie overall.
We'll go 5 to 10 more minutes. Arkham, I'm about to send you a link. Get you in here real quick. Get your opinion. I know Arkham is about to be loving this movie, y'all. He's about to be coming in his.
Didn't he call it? Oh, I just checked right now. He called it a masterpiece. Why would I ever think that anything other than that would have been?
I knew he's gonna call it a masterpiece, man. Shit.
Damn, dude. Holy shit. Oh, I gotta get that Batman hoodie where it says the Batman, kind of like this is like. I gotta get that. Holy shit. Give me a sec.
I low-key want a cowl. I ain't gonna lie.
Why do you want that?
It do look hideous from the side, but I like it from the front. It looks good from the front. It's ugly from the side, but it looks good from the front.
Oh my goodness, Jesus fucking Christ, dude!
It might look good in it.
Oh my god. Well, no, we had a good movie overall. People just going fucking crazy right now with some of the criticism.
They just can't handle this good shit that we got. Arkham, come on, hop on real quick. Come talk about how this is a masterpiece real quick. We'll go for about 7:31. We'll go until 7:40. We'll end it at 7:40, guys. 7:31 now. 7:40 is when we end it. We are waiting for Arkham to come hop up in here and show some love. Arkham, I sent you the link.
Oh, there's some stuff I'll say to you.
What? For private or dude, right now?
No. This one said Snyderverse, Batman 89 and Returns, Batman Begins, Massive Phantasm are all better. First of all, Snyderverse is not better than nothing. Yeah, he said Batman 89 and Returns are better. I was like, no, they're not. Not better than this. Are you your mind?
I like 89 and Returns. Well, I like Returns 1 to 89, but
they're not better than this. Like,
I may like Dan DeVito's Penguin more than this Penguin, but I still like. There's aspects I like, but overall, this is a better movie.
No, this was put together. So put together really, really nice. People saying, "Oh, fuck, dude, Ben Affleck is garbage." That's how it lands. He lands into like, to me, it's Christian Bale, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, Robert Pattinson,
now
Ben Affleck. Insert the last two, whatever you want to put them, because I don't give a shit where you put them. They're both donkey shit. Val Kilmer is terrible.
Yeah, I can't believe you remember that dude on Twitter used to be have the Bat Kilmer and shit for gassing up Val Kilmer like he was the best.
Yeah, I literally told this guy, no one even cares for Val Kilmer. Who the fuck talks about Val Kilmer?
Don't talk about his Batman.
Don't talk about that fucking donkey shit of a fucking Batman. I feel bad for because he got throat cancer after this movie, but
yeah, like you know,
Batman movie's fucking terrible
and stuff. I'm sorry that he's going through what he's going through. But
like
Batman was not good.
Like I just didn't really care for that. You know, that shit was just not good.
It was so much of a diss. So correct me if I'm wrong, but Batman Forever and Batman and Robin was continuations of 89 and Returns, right?
Which yeah, that's
on the same continuity technically.
Because they had the same Alfred, remember? The same Alfred is in all the movies.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like the movie. Because like I understand Keaton come back, but they should have just ended that shit when Keaton left because the suit progression doesn't make any sense. He goes from like no nipples to nipples, and the two actors look different from each other. It's like, this ain't James Bond. You can't keep recasting different actors and shit in these movies. You need to have one consistent actor, especially if it's a continuation. Like, imagine if fucking Christian Bale was the first Batman in Batman Begins, and Hugh Jackman took over in The Dark Knight.
I want to ask you this:
the Batman in Dark Knight Rises. Like,
what time do you want to start the show? What time do you want to start the show tomorrow? I can start it early. I'd rather do it early to get it done with, so I don't have my whole Saturday being taken up by live streaming.
Well, what time? Because 6 p.m. I gotta do an interview with somebody for the comic. We're probably gonna stream for like an hour, be done at like 7.
You want to just do it at 7? That's what I was trying to think. Yeah, let's do it at 7.
7.
Yeah. The reason why I'm saying doing it at 7 is because, like, out of my streaming on Saturday, the numbers when I stream on Saturday are really, really good. But I don't want to have my whole Saturday night just streaming, you know? I kind of still want to rest on that day. So I'll just schedule it for 7. Yeah, okay, yeah, it already is for 7. So anyone's watching right now, we'll be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST, going hard on the Batman. But that's the MSK show, so that's not open panel. That's whoever I have on, whoever I have in the group chat is there, you know? But after this, you know, the sky's the limit overall. I think, I mean, DC can put out good movies. That's why I was so disgusted with what they were putting out before. I was like, I know you can put out good movies. Like, what the fuck bullshit am I standing for? You know, I was just putting out bullshit before. And I was sitting around like, fuck no, you can suck my balls. Put out that donkey shit. Man, good Lord. Good Lord. Oh my goodness. Oh.
7:36, guys. I'll be on. It's just my computer, so dang.
That comment wasn't
Arkham. I really only got like 4 minutes. So I do gotta hop on another stream. But swing by MSK stream tonight. Come hop on with us real quick, and we'll talk about it.
I'll be live in less than an hour. Essentially, I gotta get these videos up. I really
I gotta hop on somebody else's stream real quick. Arkham. Swing by MSK stream. We'll talk about it. Come hop on. We'll talk about it.
It'll be at 9.
We need more defenders, so we know Jaded is going to be trying to trash it. We need more defenders. More defenders pop up. But you guys, we do have to go.
We'll be live at 9:30, 9 o'clock p.m. PST.
9 o'clock, guys. Who have it ready for us? We'll see you all soon. Go to that peace, love, positive, all that jazz. Don't do drugs, everybody. And like I always say, doses.